The same thing is coming for all of us.
Over 8 seasons, Game of Thrones delivered betrayal, bloodshed, and breathtaking moments that shattered expectations and redefined television forever. But some episodes didn't just shock us, they shifted the very foundation of the story in Westeros, and in our hearts. 10. Baelor, Season 1, Episode 9. This is where the game truly began. Eddard Stark, our noble lead, executed in cold blood. A moral compass shattered, a family broken. This wasn't just shocking, it was revolutionary. In Westeros, honor gets you killed. Baelor taught us that no one is safe, and that's when we got hooked on the brutal logic of this world. 9. The Children, Season 4, Episode 10. This season finale detonated. Bran reaches the Three-Eyed Raven and steps deeper into the mystical undercurrent of Westeros. Brienne the Hound's feral fight proves there are no clean victories. Arya sets off for Braavos, leaving her old self behind. But the most hard-hitting moment, Tyrion Lannister kills his father, Tywin, with a crossbow while he's on the toilet. The Children was all about endings and rebirths, setting every key player on a path they couldn't return from. 8. The Spoils of War, Season 7, Episode 4. We'd seen fire before, but never like this.
The loot train attack was dragon warfare in high-definition hell. Daenerys rides Drogon into battle against the Lannisters.
In a sequence that played like fantasy feuds with apocalypse. Tyrion watches in horror, his loyalties torn between blood and belief. Jaime's desperate and near-suicidal charge at Daenerys added a terrifying edge. This wasn't just spectacle, it was the moment power, politics, and personal stakes collided mid-air. 7. The Door, Season 6, Episode 5. Hold the door. 3 words that broke every fan's heart. We saw Hodor's entire life folded on itself, a victim of time, loyalty, and fate. As Whites ascend, young Hodor is mentally scarred by the future, screaming his final purpose into the snow. This episode wasn't just tragic, it was existential. Bran's power came with an unthinkable cost, and Hodor's scream echoed through time, a masterpiece of storytelling that revealed the true price of prophecy. 6. The Mountain and the Viper, Season 4, Episode 8.
Oberyn Martell, charisma, flair, vengeance, and a skull-crushing end. His duel with the hulking mound wasn't just a fight, it was a dance with destiny. Viewers hoped, and then silence. Gore aside, it was brilliant tension building, with Tyrion's life dangling in the balance, a fan favorite undone by hubris.
5. Blackwater, Season 2, Episode 9. For the first time, Game of Thrones paused the political maze for an all-out war, and it was glorious. Stannis storms King's Landing and Tyrion rises to the occasion, leading like a lion. Wildfire turns debate into a green inferno, and Cersei nearly chooses death over defeat. Blackwater was both intimate and epic, the first true proof that the show could deliver battle and brains at the same time. 4. Hard Home, Season 5, Episode 8. The dead are coming. No warning, no buildup, just carnage. Hard Home dropped us into the sudden apocalypse. Jon Snow, the wildlings, everyone, outnumbered and overrun. The Night King races the dead with a single motion, and with it, the stakes for humanity changed forever. This moment transformed the war for the throne into a war for survival. 3. The Winds of Winter, Season 6, Episode 10. An operatic crescendo. Cersei's enemies gather, and then boom! The Great Seth explodes in haunting silence.
After the massacre, Cersei crowns herself queen in its ashes. Arya returns the favor to House Frey, killing Walder with a smile. Jon is crowned king in the north, but his Targaryen blood is whispered into history, and Daenerys finally sails west.
The Winds of Winter is Game of Thrones at its peak. Poetic, powerful, and propelled by fate.
2. Battle of the Bastards, Season 6, Episode 9. Television's most intense battle. Ramsay versus Jon, good versus evil. Oh, nothing's ever that simple. Battle of the Bastards was shot like a war movie, grimy, chaotic, claustrophobic.
But the true payoff, Sansa's quiet justice. After seasons of torment, she watches Ramsay torn apart by his own hounds. It wasn't just a victory, it was retribution.
The Reigns of Castamere, Season 3, Episode 9.
You heard the violins, you knew something was wrong, but no one was ready. The Reigns of Castamere turned joy into nightmare in a heartbeat.
The Red Wedding didn't just kill Robb Stark, his pregnant wife Talisa, and his mother Catelyn. It murdered hope itself. The betrayal was so brutal, it became myth.
The moment Game of Thrones transformed into legend. Game of Thrones gave us dragons, kings, and killers. But it's the unforgettable episodes that carved their names into pop culture history. Which one hit you the hardest? Let us know in the comments, and subscribe to First Curiosity for more deep dives into the show you can't stop thinking about. And remember, when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you cry for the rest of the season.